Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Agnelina. I'm Lithuanian, currently living in Norway. I live together with my partner. I'm software engineer and today I'm here to talk about knitting. Today it is my 13th knitting episode and 13 is considered a lucky number, devil's dozen. I even checked that at least planes I was flying with don't have 13 row. And I think the statistics was from UK, where around maybe 2/3, 66% of the streets doesn't have a house with number 13. They just skip it. And to say the truth, I understood that it was 13 episode because my knitting was quite unlucky last few weeks, and I feel like I want to film it, I want to talk about it and leave it behind me. You know, good times has to come. So just leave all those small annoying things behind, fix all the problems I have, so just move on to love my knits, which doesn't help that I didn't finish fully anything this year. So I really need, the serotonin of something, casting off something and loving it, enjoying finished objects. So hopefully it will happen soon. But first let's talk what I'm wearing, and I sewed this dress myself. This was the only thing the first half of the year of 2024 I finished. It is mostly my improvisation dress. I bought this pattern last year in UK, in High Wycombe, in some central textile shop. I don't remember the name or whatever. And when I'm buying fabrics, I really enjoy buying interesting fabrics. But what I like to wear, it's plain, single colored clothes. I don't like patterns, I don't that much. I just really thrive through the simple, sometimes minimalistic styles. I think they are elegant, classy. So, busy patterns doesn't work. But when I buy fabrics, those more interesting fabrics are catching my eye more. So when I found this 100% cotton fabric, which is single color, but it was embroidered with little flowers, I felt like it was perfect middle, like something more interesting, not simple the plain, but still this plain color as I really enjoy it. I also really love that this edging, it had this, bubbly, I don't know, already in. So I just designed this dress to use those edges and no hemming. That was really nice. The neckline has some interfacing. I think lining it would work next time better with Sweetheart neckline. I sort of improvise it. I took from the Rosary Apparel had free pattern, and now she's selling with a lot of sizes, quite different patterns, and I highly recommend her YouTube channel to learn a lot of sewing techniques if you want to begin with, or if you want to improve your skills, and her patterns. So I think I mostly used bustier part, sleeves, I guess, pattern, pockets. And for the skirt part, I decided not to gather. I couldn't cut circle skirt if I wanted to use this edge. So I decided to pleat. So it was either gather or pleat or add ruffle. I was unsure. I love how ruffle looks on the edge of the skirts, but I'm still unsure if I would like to wear it, if I would like to see it on myself. So I decided to just go more simpler route, more, I don't know, safer route. And I didn't have that much fabric, to say the truth, because I think I bought everything what was left in stock, and it was maybe 2.6 meters length was left, and it was not the widest fabric. So it was on the edges, but I think I could make it a little bit more. I still have a little bit left, not a lot, but a little bit. So I decided to make some pleating. But at the time, I never tried pleating again. I never learned more than, watching some, I don't know, reels or whatever, like with the fork they do it or something like that. So I just have vague idea how to do it. I had skirt I really liked. I was, pleated with large pleats, so I decided that I will try. But when I was calculating it, I doubled the length for the skirt. but when you're folding pleats, it is the 3 fabric layers, not 2. So the better would be, or for fuller skirts, I should double it 3 times. But I doubled only 2. So the skirt is not as full as me. Might be, maybe I wouldn't have enough fabric for, 3 times the waist measurement. But I think it is really charming dress. And this is, I think, the confirmation of the dresses I like to wear. And I was always planning to have a black cardigan to put it on to make it more like transitional weather appropriate. So if you watched the latest, I don't know, any other video, last year I knitted myself a black cardigan, but I didn't like how it looked like, so I restarted it this year and then restarted it again, and this was my like 3rd time of knitting it, and I will need to frog it all back again. So this was one first unlucky things, because first time when I knitted a cardigan and then knitted double knitted button band, but I didn't enjoy the process. I was thinking that maybe my pickup line was also not that beautiful, so I checked it out that in some cases, like I think, was it Agneta cardigan by Petite Knit? I don't remember which pattern, but they have how to start, I think Agneta. Actually, my name is Agne, so Agneta cardigan is just, oh, I love the name, it's almost my name. I almost just want to knit it just because it has my name. But I think it has also broken, no, not the broken rib, brioche. It has brioche stitch. And I think brioche stitch is just every stitch you knit only once when you're going back and forth. Every stitch is knitted only once. So maybe that would work, but with stock knit, I knit twice. And what happened, now I put it on shorter cable, I will need to frog it, but I want to more control my frogging, so this is why I not fully allowed it to disappear. But double knitted button band is too short and it is pulling the fabric. Maybe you can see on this edge, and it should be probably as long as this raglan increase. And yeah, it's pulling short, so I need either frog it and knit it in 2 separate parts, the main cardigan, and then pick up stitches for double knitted button band, or frog it almost to the first line in the body stitching and start to try to knit maybe on each time twice double knitted button band on each row. So you go once, twice double knitted, going back, so 2 rows on the main stitch, 2 rows on the double knitted button band. It may help, it may start gaping and look unprofessional too. And I was thinking, these problems you don't have when you pay for the fucking pattern and you have, tested versions, and you just enjoy the knitting process and you not try to reinvent the bicycle or I think the wheel, English expression. In Lithuanian it is just the wheel. The saying is that trying to invent bicycle for the 2nd time. But I guess in English it's more the wheel. Reinvent the wheel. So when you try to reinvent the wheel, of course, you may fail 3rd time in the row while knitting the same thing. So this went on, I don't know, on hold, on stop, because I need to get my frustration out and just, hype it up myself to start it again. Another knit I was working on this time was this horse's sweater. It is by Ístex Hest or pattern. It is free pattern. They have maybe three patterns. It was, I think, anniversary sweater and 2 really old ones. I think like really popular old ones. They decided to just give it for free because it has just maybe 3 sizes, maybe not the most best newest shaping. So they just leave it for free. So whoever wants later can download it. I will link it down below. I really loved it. I love horses. I really wanted to knit it and I found that they have this as a free pattern. So yeah, I almost knit it now. So last time when I showed, I was just finished the collar, or I think maybe I needed to finish. No, I was just finished with collar work, and I decided since I lost, yes, I'm knitting with Léttlopi yarn in colors sand, barley, and chocolate. And I ran out fully of barley. I was maybe I left similar ball of the chocolate, and I decided that don't even order barley color, just leave it, just not to do above color work horses, because it was more, I don't know, bubbly pattern, and I felt like it looked best when all three colors had similar differences in between them. And I felt like my the first contrast color was not giving that much contrast with the main color, and the chocolate was really huge color difference. So I felt like if I would do those bubbly lines with barley, it will almost not show, and then it will be just pop in your face, with this dark chocolate. So I decided it may not look good with my color choices. And since I already ran out of one of the yarns, I decided that maybe I just, I don't want to have a lot of yarn leftovers, especially because this yarn is quite rustic. It is a bit scratchy. I already have one sweater with this yarn, and even with the short sleeve t-shirts and a bit deeper neckline, I can wear it. Especially I think maybe after washing I feel it a little bit more, but by the day, it gets a little bit maybe from skin oils, it's a little bit softens, and I can wear it. But my boyfriend would never wear it because for him it's really scratchy, it's quite rustic, and especially for hats I had not huge problems, but I had problems in my childhood and teenage years that if I would try to buy or wear woolen hats, my hat would scratch. So I don't see it as accessories yarn, because head, neck, and maybe even hands are more prone to, I don't know, or even legs, you don't want like that close by itchiness. So I wanted to leave with as least yarn as possible. I was thinking maybe use it up by doing some coasters. It would be interesting, especially I felt like little balls, and then just join them together and do like little coasters in these colors. And this chocolate color and this sand color, I think they would look really beautiful. So that's now my idea. Nobody needs to wear scratchy yarn, but I wanted least yarn leftovers as possible, so I decided to skip upper color work and just leave color for horses. So I finished first time the sweater, and in the last round you reduced to 17 stitches, and that choked me. There is no body shaping. I included some body shaping, but I think maybe not enough. Well, 4 times German short rows. So yeah, this is my front. And I think it didn't help that much, and when I cast it on, it felt like it is choking me. So I decided, okay, I need to frog it. Then I reduced to 80 stitches. I knit it again, and now last time I put it, I noticed that the back is a little bit too low, looks like, and the front is too up. It now is not choking me, but it doesn't look nice. So I decided that probably I should dodge the bullet, frog it again, and add more German short rows so that neckline would look really nicely around the neck, really professional. And if I already see what it could be improved, just improve it without officially finishing it. So this is why when I finish up knitting and joining this folded neckline, I left it possibility easily frog it and reknit it. So it is finished unfinished project. And second unsuccessful thing, which was really annoying because I think I finished this week twice this sweater and it's still not finished. I don't agree to leave it as finished object in the state, and I don't know. And another thing which is a little bit annoying is these decreases. I feel like they are really showing, but I think this thing might be blocked when blocking, you know, soaking in water and then laying flat. Maybe all these, I feel like it gets a little bit bubbly even when I put it on. So yeah. Since I added a little bit of German chartreuse in the bottom, so I decided to knit, I think, more child pattern or skip more lines here. So maybe this is also creates this problem. So I don't know, I will have to frog it maybe halfway through between color work and neckline, add a few German chartreuse, finish it up, finish neckline again. I think maybe I will, I think that that choking could be just because how the sweater was falling in, and now maybe I don't need 80 stitches. But probably I won't go back to 70, that was a bit maybe too little of stitches. So something in comfortable range. And but yeah, finished the sweater. So I said this was quite annoying. And the third thing which went wrong in this knitting time, so when I was ordering one ball of yarn, I was looking which online shop had that, which online shop has Léttlopi, and then in quite yarn shops I wanted to try. Those didn't have this same color in stock, and I needed the exact same color for it. So I found a new shop, and I think it was so not in stock, and so rare. So maybe in the last 3 tabs I already opened, and I just maybe all the Google page was, you know, checked it all out. I found, I think in Adlibris, this yarn, and to get a free shipping, which I really enjoy, that they have lower price to order to get a free shipping. And so I did it, and I picked up this Viking Garn Viking wool, which is 100% merino wool. It is not superwash, Highland merino wool. It is not superwash. My plan is to knit my boyfriend a sweater. I have a plan. And one time I knitted him a sweater. His sweater used almost exactly 800 meters. I think it was 790 something meters when I weighted by the weight of the yarn. So 800 meters of yarn, and you know, gauge could be a little bit bigger, smaller. I picked it up with this 18 stitches, should be, or the 4.5 or 5 millimeter needles, so it shouldn't be, you know, really dragging, fingering weight sweater, especially when it's not for you. It's maybe a bit, for me it's a bit maybe more less, it's more annoying to knit for someone else, especially with the smaller needles, because you want to be good, but yet again you're less passionate for that knit. So yeah, so this is quite nice yarn, and for him I tried to find it. I really wanted a not superwash wool, so I really started, I think this is my first sweater where I started felting 2 edges together to join a ball, so I have no ends to weave in. Yes, weave in ends, this is what I forgot, to weave in ends, so yeah, but I knew that he is way more sensitive to wool maybe than I am, and I think I even touched this merino wool in shop one day, and I think, oh yeah, almost like all merino wools are not scratch or whatever, I said it. And like Viking Garn, they are not the cheapest, and I don't know, I had really nice experience with their wool with different types, so I decided that, you know, trust them enough. This is the problem when you're ordering online. You don't know sometimes what you get, you know, how soft the yarn will be, so it's really nice to go in person in stores and try to buy yarn. But yeah, so I bought this yarn. I think it's beautiful. He chose the color. The idea was, I think his color season is winter. He's, you know, has no warmness in his traits. He has quite pale skin. He has ashy blonde hair. He says it's brown, but when I comparison with mine has really redness, a lot of it. And you know, my skin tone looks caramel next to his. So yeah, he's, you know, so he is cool toned almost in all categories, blue eyes. And so this, you know, blue color should be his color. And he picked up this marine color, which is, I think, would suit me too. But yeah, so when I ordered this, I calculated that I probably need 8 balls, but to be sure I ordered 9 balls, and that at Libre shop, I placed the order on Saturday, so almost in a week on Friday, I finally got shipping confirmation, and then a few hours later, I also got a letter that they don't have enough this wool, so they are sending me instead of 9, 7 balls of yarn, and I was just, you are totally not a yarn shop because you don't do this to your customers. Because you cannot send not full quantity of yarn, because now I have a problem. If I want to, you know, knit a sweater, I have to try to find the same dye lot, or I will face the consequences of having a bit different colors in the same sweater, which is why I ordered the, you know, full quantity and maybe an extra ball in front, so I wouldn't have this problem. So yeah, I was pissed off, and that was like, it felt like nothing is going right. Everything is just in one case or another, just, you know, fail. Even yarn order, it was fail. But funny thing is, that when I'm missing 2 balls of yarn, and this was maybe my next cast on I plan, because my boyfriend's birthday is in November, so I have maybe 3 months, so I could, you know, knit it for his 30th birthday, a nice sweater, that I need to do another yarn order. And then of course I will try to get a free shipping, and then add some yarn I want to buy for myself or for other gifts too. I have so many ideas. So, oh no, I have to do a yarn order. So sad. So yeah, it's nice to see, you know, good and bad side in, you know, like sort of bad thing that I didn't get, you know, the exact order I needed. And 700 meters, I think, I don't know, but I guess at some point it would be enough, you know, increasing needle sizes, and since it is not, but if I'm missing, you know, 1/8 of the meterage, could be quite significant, I don't know, needle increase, and it could be really airy and loose and not look like that nice, so I will just buy probably 2 more balls. And if I have, you know, leftovers, maybe for cousins' kids, newbies to are in the family, maybe they would like a new sweater. But yet again, it's not super wash, and for the kids, I don't know if they want that. But yeah, so this is my like plans what to cast on and unhappiness. So yeah, while I was, you know, unlucky and I needed something else to knit on. So yeah, that package, I ordered it on Saturday. Almost a week later on Friday, I just got shipping confirmation, and I think almost a week later, maybe on next Thursday or next week, after, you know, few working days for sure, they actually send it, and I got, you know, shipping confirmation. So I think it took maybe 2.5 weeks. Of course, before ordering from the new place, I read a few online reviews, and they said that they were all worst reviews was, you know, how slow they are. So at least it felt like they are not, you know, stealing, you know, from their customers. And with slow shipping, it's Norway. I feel like I never get, you know, quick shipping, like quicker than a week. Nobody would do that. 2 weeks, I think, quite decent, you know, then I guess if you can wait 2 weeks, then, you know, what is, you know, 3 or 4 weeks. But of course, I tried to order yarn online, which they had in stock, so I was expecting, you know, they will ship, and then, you know, when the post office will bring it from one city to another, then they will bring it, and I could, you know, pick it up. So yeah, and I needed something cast on, in a way that I wouldn't care if it goes well or not well, something, that I wouldn't feel lost. So I had this yarn. Oh, I have something, but it's more far away. This yarn was given by my aunt. I think it's Angora Deluxe. Or no, Mohair Deluxe. So I got this yarn 10 years ago from my aunt when she done a few scarves or shawls, I think, and shawls. And then she decided that maybe knitting or crocheting, I don't remember actually what she did, it's not for her. And before I was into knitting, crocheting, so she gave me the yarn, and then almost 10 years later I picked it up again and I'm doing these hobbies again. So I had this yarn along in my stash. This is 70% mohair, 30% acrylic yarn, but it is quite thicker strand. It's not that really small mohair thread. And yes, I had even all swatches. But I had two full balls, which were 100 grams, 520 meters, and maybe 36 grams left. So I'll calculate it that maybe I had 1,200 meters or something like that. And when I was planning to knit, I was afraid if I will knit with a smaller needle size, with 3mm needles, that I may run out of the yarn, and I'm even unsure if it is still if they're still making this yarn. So that was not an option. So I swatched in 3 needle sizes. I swatched in 3mm, 4mm, and 5mm. I really enjoyed the definition in 3mm, but 4mm also looked quite nice. I think that they look quite nice, and on the 5mm it was really wonky. And this is quite airy fabric, and as I said, 100 grams is 520 meters, so this feels like air. This is the first ball. This is all going still on the first ball, and it is so light and airy. And I also was not maybe appreciating this yarn before I started knitting with it, because it has 30% acrylic, and with acrylic I think maybe it feels more on my idea, and I'm quite a sweaty person, so I feel like, it makes maybe me sweat more. So I was unsure if this yarn was good or not, but I started knitting and it feels like a cloud. It feels so light, and I think the idea is of this sweater blouse. I think Campanula's blouse by Petit Knit are similar. I think maybe 2 strands of mohair or something like that. So I feel like it's, and I think it's not really see-through that much. Can I? I think I had it here. Yes, I can maybe put it on. And so I decided to improvise like low stakes. Later on I understood that frogging this is, fluffy mohair, that would be pain. That would be really painful to frog this. So better not fail it. Better don't do, bad mistakes. So the stakes are high, and I started really liking this project. So that also gave me now some anxieties, because everything else went wrong in the last 3 or 4 weeks of knitting. How can I trust that something would go right? That I don't need to, be careful. I need to be careful not to lose stitches, so let's make it even longer with adding a needle. And yes, so another thing is why I think maybe I need to frog it and stop using my cables, because I already, these are the all cables I use. I have shorties, but they don't have a lot of possibilities. And I think if I will order again from the place I always order, from YarnArt, I think I will order more cables, because I am missing them. And I was thinking, maybe more needles too, have bigger collection, have more projects, not frogged and just in progress. But I have a really nice case for my needles, and if I'm not knitting, they can be on stoppers. So cables are actually more needed or I can have more cables. Okay, these should be safe enough. So I'm improvising this again, and it doesn't have a neckline yet, but no, it has neckline. So I'm thinking about I-cord neckline. I made it, light, nice, rounded, cheap. I didn't want it too deep. I wanted, really warm, and air is perfect insulation. So this is already warm, and I think it will be really nice, because sometimes I feel like I don't have that many sweaters, but I feel like this can be maybe too heavy, too warm, even in Norway. I think around the Christmas time I really wanted to wear this from this yarn other sweater, and I feel like it always was when I was in Lithuania, it was always too hot for that sweater. So I want something lighter, which is I could also wear, and maybe more transitional weather. So yeah, I decided to do this. So this has, I think, continuous design. So I started it knitting a little bit like I really like this construction too, or nylon construction, because you don't need to cut the yarn. So it is, you start and then, you go back and forth until you join in the round. And I was forming the sleeves. So at first increasing around the shoulder, then when I reached designated width, I started increasing just on the sleeves, and then I stopped increasing only for sleeves. Knitted a few rounds straight, and then started like last raglan increases. So I think this mocks those set-in sleeves where you sew the sweaters. I really enjoy this construction, and my plan is to knit my boyfriend a sweater. He doesn't like fisherman sweaters, because he said it looked like fisherman sweaters, just exactly this is how they called. So he doesn't like cables and etc. And it's easier to knit only in stock knit while watching something, don't keeping it intact. So yeah, I think I will use the same construction, and maybe I would write a pattern for it, because for women, at least for me, I don't like baggy clothes. I like more elegant and form-fitting, and I want to share actually two patterns which are living rent-free in my mind from the first time I saw. So first one is Barbroe's blouse, but when I see it in burgundy color, and another pattern is now in testing. I don't remember its name. I don't remember. I will link them down below, the names and the pictures whom I'm taking it from. But yeah, now I think I'm a bit in burgundy color, but of course I think it's, so for my future yarn orders, maybe like deep blood red color, or like deep cherry. I don't know how to see that color, but warm deep colors, I think they are in my color palette. And red, I really want something red to knit on, so I want to buy maybe yarn for that. And other color I really want to have more, because most of my life I didn't like the green color, but I feel like emerald or forest green, like deep dark green, could be warmish. I think warmish should suit me better, but it can be like bluish, because I love blue. I think it also would look nice, and I really want that in my wardrobe too. So if I would order yarns, probably now I'm leaning, I feel, towards those colors, or they're really, as I said, living rent-free, those two patterns in my mind. And but yeah, also those patterns, what they have in common, that they are more fitted. I think like, elegant, the word I'm looking for. And the second one with the rib, I would like to knit, but full length, full sleeves, to be it more appropriate for my Norwegian life, where I feel like I knitted one sweater short sleeve, and I feel like it was always looks like it's colder for my arms, and I'm missing those, longer sleeves. And it could be from the maybe warmer yarn than that testing, because that girl, I think, was testing maybe 90% of plant-based wool, or it was designed for, and 10% of wool. I don't remember. It was by BC Garn. It was new yarn, and they were done, I think, like collaboration with her to promote that yarn. And so yeah, that girl really designed really beautifully, and I really like the ruffles around the neck. Just beautiful. I want that. That was what is inspiring to me. So yeah, this sweater was also not supposed to have too much. It is sort of, I wanted it loose, but not too loose. I wanted like form-fitting, went a bit looser. So it follows body shaping, so I stopped now increasing for bust, and I soon will start decreasing for the waist, and then increasing again for, you know, for the hips. I always do it for myself, and I once tried to write a pattern, try to explain what I'm doing on paper for similar construction top, and I understood that it's so difficult to explain and so difficult to make it adaptable, so everyone who would, you know, read and can, you know, choose, you know, in different sizes and grade it, and I want something simpler. So if I want to go write a pattern how to knit this new beautiful shaping and to make it more simple, so, you know, male body, quite straight, no body shaping, and or it could be if you want, they can, I guess, increase for the belly area, because I think some men who are not that sportish may have bellies, so maybe someone wants, you know, have more space around it. So it could, but I guess, I know, knitters can, you know, adapt, you know, done some increasing from the edges. But yeah, I decided that maybe for women it's too complicated, and I wrote for myself a stitch counts, and then I just try it again, because sometimes I'm going too skin tight, and I need maybe just few centimeters positive ease. I don't like, you know, huge ones, like 1 inch. I think it's more than enough for me, like, to make this blouse, you know, really, I know, fun and light. So yeah, the plan is, yeah, I think, oh, but if it is heavier, it's already maybe too late. But it is so light, it's so difficult sometimes. Let me then take it out. I'm just hoping not losing stitches. Okay, this looks quite secure. Can I hold it? Oh, made it. So yeah, this was my let's try to do something else pattern, and hopefully this didn't go wrong. The only thing that didn't go wrong yet, and it is really fun. It's so light and so airy, and as I said, I felt in love with it more when I started, because I just felt like, oh, this is low stakes, you know, this yarn didn't cost me. If, you know, something goes wrong, I won't care that much. But now I really want it in my wardrobe, and yes, I had more expensive yarns waiting for me to knit with them, and this was just something like low stakes, something fun. Yeah, bit bigger needles and bit more airy texture, which I think this really works well with this yarn. As I said, air is a good insulation, so it would be really light, less meterage. So I hope that it will be enough. Actually, I'm sure if those two leftovers actually are from the same dye lot. I don't know if my aunt bought, you know, a bunch of that color and then use it up, or she just use it up and bought more. I don't know. It could be different dye lot. I have no idea. So it would be safer maybe 1,000 meters. And yeah. So that's, I guess, it with my knitting, but in 2 days I'm leaving for Lithuania and visiting my friends and family for 10 days, and then I'm flying back home, and I'm taking for the first time my mother and my stepfather for them to visit me. It will be the first time they are visiting me in, I think, 6 years when I live not in Lithuania. So I'm quite excited for that. Of course, I'm gonna be tired of people after so much so much interactions. But I think it will be fun, and I will be working from Lithuania, and but I'm taking only backpack. I don't have even small cabin bag, so I was unsure if I can take any knitting with me. But now I am finishing sewing on the last lining stitches, so for sure I will have it. Even if I need to finish now, it is finishable by hand. I will add a picture. So I'm sewing a travel neck pillow with a zipper, so I can put my clothing in there, or I know the knit project in there, like, you know, like extra bag, which is not a bag. So just stuffing it with my clothing, because I don't have a good stuffing for the pillow, and I'm sure. So it is fun. It was a fun project until it wasn't, because sewing a zipper in on the circle was not the easiest part to do, but I did. And it looks nice, and the lining looks nice. And another thing I was thinking, that I may not have time for knitting in Lithuania that much if I, you know, work in the daytime, then, you know, running to meeting friends or being exhausting after spending all my time with people and work. But I was thinking, if I'm taking, I have 2 days to decide, less than 2 days, less than 48 hours to decide. I was thinking that I have this leftover yarn, so maybe try to fulfill my old idea and to cast on the headband. Last year I knitted Frida headband, and it's just simple double knitted headband where you just nicely, three pattern on Ravelry, where you nicely put in that more nice shape. I give it to my friend, and I don't know if I have no idea if it is enough yarn or not. I really want to try it, and I was thinking maybe do it like Frida headband. But then I recently learned how to do peacock afterwards, so I was thinking maybe I should do that, which I think is more similar to. Of course, I would need to change how I knit it. And I think it's almost exactly designed as Laura Penrose's School Run headband. I will add it to showcase. I have no idea if I have enough or not. I think that would be really beautiful pattern. And these two leftover yarns, I think it was, one of them was Viking. I think this was Viking Garn Little Alpaca, no, Alpaca something little, and this was Kidsilk Erle. So yeah, this is good comparison. That this yarn and this yarn, how they. I wanted to bring it closer for you to see how different width is, like regular, what I would call, you know, lace mohair, and that is, I think, fingering mohair. Both fluffy, both nice, but one is way thicker than the other. So yeah, this is why this yarn is so strange for me and so nice at the same time. Yeah, but I still don't like. I think I can feel acrylic. I don't like acrylic part, but yes, it's so light, so nice. I mean, I was thinking of buying this in more colors. How much I liked it. That is, in a way, dumb. But yeah, and one thing why I didn't want to fully finish these leftovers were that I was, I don't know, expecting or wishing to collect more leftovers, because I also love these two yarns so much. So I want to more knit in those, maybe exact same combination, more sweaters, and then, you know, have from those sweaters leftovers, and maybe do something. It could be stripy or just little like small, I don't know, ombre-ish thing. Especially if I would knit something more white, because I was really passionate for white knit last year. Around, I think, this time, I really was passionate for, you know, white color sweaters, and I knitted. I think I bought it this yarn even maybe 2 years ago, and I knitted it last year. But I was really into white knits. And I understood is that at least the white knit now I have one white knit, and I felt like really scared of messing it up, like eating at lunchtime or whatever when I was wearing it at work. And I understood that, oh yeah, that's not the best mentality, but it's also good to think before you spill something on your sweater, to think, is it dangerous or not to wear it. And other things I was thinking, like for inspiration wise, what I want to do, because if this, would be too see-through, I was thinking maybe I should, knit a brown camisole, and then, do, I think they are called camisoles, like the straps like these, tops to wear under other things. I just, maybe I should, brown one. And then, of course, I need more white things. And I would need maybe black one because it's so classic. And then maybe blue. Yes, ideas are, or, what should I do next are really into my mind. And I was just, thinking one step ahead. I really enjoy wearing my things, and I usually quite monogamous knitter. I don't work on multiple things at once, because you cannot work at once on multiple things. You're working on one or another, so it's better to finish one and then work on another while you can already wear the first one. So yeah, this is the first time I have so many like unfinished in progress things, but this one really needed time out. It really annoys me. But yeah, I think decided to that I will go back and try to maybe do it again, because I like how it looks so much in this technique. And I think, doing double knitted bottom band can add holes if I will do it incorrectly. But then later on, maybe with crochet hook, if there are actual holes, I can go, like single chain crochet around the whole edge. But that could be also beautiful if they are needed, to hide something, because I really didn't like it picking it up later on, and I felt like it didn't look that neat as it does look now. For horse sweater, I just need to a few days, 1 week, just frog it a bit. I already frogged that neckline once, and try to knit it again with German short rows, so it would shape a neckline better, no choking and etc. And hopefully this one will not bring any problems. I really hope so, because otherwise that would be really, really sad. And yeah, mohair is not the easiest to frog. Yeah, maybe I should cast this on for the travels. And the next bigger cast on maybe should be my boyfriend sweater, especially if I want to finish it this year, because it's not even the mid-August, there's almost September. Living in the future. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you enjoy listening about me. I hope you are not under knitting curse and everything is going more smoothly for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye!